Good morning, everyone. This is the calm before the storm. We're here at ITW Week, and I'm joined with one of the leading commanders of our industry, Ellie Sweeney, who's Executive Director, Global Sales at Telstra. Ellie, welcome to my HotShot.
Hey, it's great to be here, and it's great to be back in Chicago.
Wow, great energy, Ellie. It shows it's the start of the ITW Week.
I've only done one meeting already, so that's okay.
Well, Ellie, we're here today because I think you would agree with me. We hear a lot about the transformation of our industry, the evolution of the services, the technology, the business models, but we don't hear a lot of people talking about the evolution of the culture of the wholesalers. And from my point of view, I really believe that an evolution and the transformation of the culture of wholesale is key to the success of a 360 transformation of the business of each of the companies in our segment. But do you agree, first of all? And if so, do you think it's realistic for a wholesaler to change the culture enough to trigger that transformation that they need to go through?
Look, I mean, I do agree, obviously, that cultural transformation is hugely important. I'm not sure that I'm in that Drucker category that, culture eats strategy for breakfast. I think there's an element of both that we really need to undertake to transform the wholesale industry. But I mean, wholesale is not the only industry undergoing transformation. And if you think about banking, and if you think about education or health or hotels that we're in today, everybody is undergoing an element of transformation. So I think that sort of goes without saying. And how we embrace that, I think, is really the important things. Wholesale's had a fantastic tradition of obviously being able to reinvent itself, and this is that next evolution of, I think, reinventing itself. So I think cultural change, very important, just as important, I think, of that strategic transformation that we're seeing across this entire industry.
So you think it's possible for wholesalers to transform enough?
Look, I think it is, and I think, we've had a very strong history and a very, proud history, I think. But I think it is now time to look forward. Those things that have got us to where we are today, I don't think are going to get us to a really successful future.
Yes, I agree.
And if you think about, companies that have been incumbent and a strong incumbency, someone like Microsoft, for example, who I think I've watched with awe over the last 5 to 6 years, they have just transformed their business from a classic, services business into cloud, into mobile, into security, and have also transformed, I think, the culture within that organisation that's gone from very type A kind of, sales focus to engineering, far more listening to the customer, understanding what they really need. And I think we're seeing that in wholesales. We see people talk more about the enterprise user or the consumer user. So I think a dramatic change is already starting to happen because quite frankly it needs to.
I agree. So I guess we both agree that the wholesale needs to transform its culture and take the necessary step, but you're a successful wholesale executive. What do you think that us individuals in the industry need to cultivate? The one thing that we need to cultivate, number one, for us to be successful in this evolving environment, but also to help, the industry to the next step. We all each have a role to play, I guess.
Yeah, I think we do. And I think we've got to continually look at how we strategically reposition the industry. How do we do that? How do we, drive value from our core industry? How do we look for those new businesses that you spoke about before? While at the same time, obviously, with our eye on our financial performance. So I think you've got to be able to do that across, multi-track. So do you run it a 1-track, a 2-track, even a 3-track kind of environment? And I think some of the people in this industry are really starting to embrace that very seriously. And it's really impressive to see. I mean, the one thing as a leader within this industry, I think we've still got to create, clear purpose for people within our working environments, those clear visions of what that future looks like, enabling people to act on that vision, creating wins for people. So really changing, I think, the culture and really listening to that end customer is also going to be really important. So I've got to say, I'm only really excited by it, but I think it's hard. I don't think it's going to be easy.
Yes.
And it does take an element of that personal leadership for all of us to really look at those next horizons. And that takes, I think, an inquiring mind, understanding our legacy, but really looking very much to the future and being able to pivot as well.
And I would mirror exactly what you said. It sounds challenging, but also exciting as well. If you're up for the challenge, I think it's the time to be in the business, funnily enough.
Yeah, I think again, I'd go back to the beginning. Every industry is having a change. Every industry is becoming, I think, a technology industry. So if you can embrace that, and again, respect your past, but really look to the future, have an inquiring mind, I think we're in a great position to really start to change the industry, and I'm only really excited by it.
Ellie, this is so interesting. We could go on for quite a long time. So anyway, thank you so much for a very inspiring discussion, and have a great ITW week. And everyone, thank you for watching, and until my next Hot Shot.